Hello. In section 2.1, we're going to start with discussing what is the difference between an expression and an equation in mathematics. One of the big differences that we would note right away is going to our definition of an expression. A lot of students make the mistake of confusing an expression with an equation. So let's give this definition. An expression is a collection of numbers, constants, and variables joined by the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions, powers, roots, parentheses, and a few other mathematical operations we're not naming here. So for an example, if I were to tell you that I had the expression 3x, look at my pen working here, if I had the expression 3x plus 2y minus 7, this is an example of an expression. Notice there's no equal sign here. We can't solve for anything, right? So this is our expression because it's a collection of numbers and letters joined by addition, subtraction for the constants, 3 multiplied by x. We would say that this was expression that we can possibly simplify if we knew what x and y was, but it is not an equation that we can solve. An equation sets one expression equal to another expression, and you can simplify an expression, but you cannot solve it. You can solve an equation. An example of an equation might be more along the lines of if I told you 3x plus 2 times x minus 1 equals 3. You'll notice that the telltale sign right up there is our equal sign there. I was trying to draw something else. That is an equation. We can find a value of x, possibly, that makes this one equation true. Right? So that brings us to our next definition. Well, what do we mean by a solution? Right? A lot of people, again, make the mistake of confusing the word solution with answer. Well, it depends on what the question was. But we should be very specific here. When we talk about a solution is a value that when we substitute it into the equation makes the equation a true statement. Well, what do we mean by that? Well, let's take a couple of examples and try them out. We're asking, is negative 6 a solution to the equation 4x plus 3 equals 2x minus 9, why or why not? Well, we would find out by actually substituting in our values. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got 4. Come on, Ben. We have 4 times the quantity, negative 6, plus 3, and that would be 2 times negative 6 minus 9. And if this is a solution, this statement will be true. Well, how do we know? Let's multiply it out. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24, plus 3 equals 2 times negative 6, which is negative 12, minus 9. And does that work? Well, let's see. Negative 24 plus 3 is negative 21. Negative 12 minus 9 would be negative 21 as well. Therefore, that is true. So, negative 6 is a solution. That out is a solution. All right. Let's try this next one. Is negative 2/3 a solution of the equation 4 minus 6x equals 9x plus 1? Well, this one might be a little bit of work because we have an equation which we're trying to substitute in a fraction. And I know a lot of people just tell me they don't like fractions, but that's okay. We can deal with it. 4 minus 6 times negative 2/3 substituted in for x is going to be 9 times negative 2/3 plus 1. All right. 6 times 2/3. Let me bring this off to the side here. 6 times 2/3. Remember, if these are fractions right here, we can treat this as 6 over 1. And over the fraction bar, we can cancel common factors. And of course, 6 divides by 3 twice. This is like saying 2 times 2 over 1, which is 4. And same idea right here. If we take 9, which is 9 over 1, multiply it by 2/3, we divide 9 by 3 and get 3. And of course, we know 3 times 2 is 6. So in fact, our equation turns into 4. Negative times the negative gives us a plus. Positive 2/3 of 6 was 4. And we take 9 times negative 2/3. That's going to give us negative of 6 plus 1. Well, that's going to tell us that 8 is somehow equal to negative 5. Well, we know that's not true. So, clearly, negative 2/3 is not a solution.